Hello and welcome back. This is Metal Rocker 86, reviewing another album. I think it's time we look at Kiss, and the album I will be reviewing is Destroyer. Kiss is an American rock band that started out in 1973 in New York City. They are known for the unique way they paint their faces. Their genres include hard rock, heavy metal, shock rock, and glam metal. They have gone through a few different band members and released 20 studio albums to date. Destroyer is one of them. On to the album. Destroyer is Kiss's fourth studio album, and it was released on March 15th of 1976. It consists of 10 tracks, and altogether is just over 34 minutes long. While their past 3 studio albums had some success, their breakthrough was their live album, Alive. Then came Destroyer, and 1 month after its initial release, it was a certified gold. Originally, the album did not have the sales that Kiss was hoping for, but then people heard the song Beth, and the album really took off. The following November, it was a certified platinum. On vocals and rhythm guitar is Paul Stanley. On vocals and bass is Gene Simmons. On drums and vocals is Peter Criss. And finally, on lead guitar and backing vocals is Ace Frehley. Now on to the songs, starting with Detroit Rock City, which was also released as a single and written by Paul Stanley and Bob Ezrin, and on vocals is Paul Stanley. This one is very up-tempo. Instrumentation. It starts off with some sound effects to set the Motor City mood. Then the guitars come in, which are thrashing and really get you pumped. This one also consists of not one, but 2 guitar solos, and one of them is very energizing. You can also hear the bass and the drums in the background. At the end of the song, there is some tires screeching. The lyrics describe a real-life incident where there was a guy who was on his way to a Kiss concert but dies in a car accident. This was a cool song on the album, and it really gets you energized. This next song is called King of the Nighttime World, and it was written by Paul Stanley, Kim Fowley, Mark Anthony, and Bob Ezrin, and Paul Stanley handles the vocals on this one too. It's also very up-tempo. Instrumentation. The main focus in this one again is on the guitars, and the riffs are also very thrashing, but you can also hear the drums in the background. The lyrics describe someone who just has a regular day, but when night comes they really start to party. This was an okay song on the album. Gene Simmons actually handles the vocals on this next one, which was also released as a single and written by Paul Stanley. It's called God of Thunder. The tempo slows down to a moderately fast-paced song. Instrumentation. The main focus again is on the guitars with the catchy riffs that sound very menacing. The drums can also be heard in the background. With respect to the guitar solo, Ace Frehley says that this one is one of his best. From my interpretation, the theme of this song is going down the path of evil and getting away from good. This was an awesome song on the album. This next one was written by Gene Simmons and Bob Ezrin, and Gene Simmons also did the vocals on it. It's called Great Expectations. The tempo really slows down here in this one. The instrumentation in this one also features Dick Wagner on acoustic guitars, as well as the Brooklyn Boys Orchestra. The main focus in this one is on the acoustic guitars and keyboards, with some drums in the background. Things are soft in the verse, but they get a little harder in the chorus. There is also a part where the orchestra comes in for a bit, and it was really cool. From my angle, this song is about a girl who is watching Gene Simmons perform and she wants to get with him. This was another good song on the album. The vocals go back to Paul Stanley in this one, which was written by Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Bob Ezrin. It's called Flaming Youth, which was also released as a single. The tempo speeds up, and the energy is back. Instrumentation. The main focus is on the guitars, which will really make you want to rock out. You can hear the drums a little in the background. There is a part in this song where the guitars go silent, and the focus shifts to some organs. But the guitars soon return with the same energy to end the song. From what I can see, the theme of this song is being rebellious and living the way you want to live. This was another great song on the album. Gene Simmons both wrote and sang this next one, which was also moderately fast-paced. It's called Sweet Pain. Instrumentation. The main focus is on the cool guitar riffs with some background drums. The guitar solo, however, really makes you want to rock out. I should probably not describe the lyrics in this day and age, but it's an awesome song on the album. Are you ready to shout it out loud? Gene Simmons continues in the vocals with this one, which was also released as a single and written by Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Bob Ezrin. The tempo speeds up and the energy is sky high. Instrumentation. The main focus is on the guitars with the energizing riffs that'll pump you up. You can also hear the drums in the background. Before their days with Kiss, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley were in a band called Wicked Lester, and they had recorded a song called We Want to Shout It Out Loud, and it was later reworked into this one. The theme of this song is just partying and having a good time, and it's an awesome song on the album. Singing his only song on the album, Peter Criss does the vocals on Beth, which was also released as a single and written by Peter Criss, the late Stan Penridge, and Bob Ezrin. Things slow down on this one. The instrumentation features Bob Ezrin on piano and the New York Philharmonic. The main focus is on the piano, and it's very soothing with the orchestra in the background. The song is about a woman who waits for her husband to come home while he is recording with his band. This was inspired when Peter Criss and Stan Penridge were in a band called Chelsea, and their guitarist Mike Brand would often get interrupted by his wife Becky asking when he was coming home. They wrote a song called Beck, which was changed to Beth when Kiss released it. This was the song that brought the sales of this album up, and it's a cool song on the album. The vocals go back to Paul Stanley and Do You Love Me, which was written by Paul Stanley, Kim Fowley, and Bob Ezrin. The tempo speeds up here again. Instrumentation. It starts off with a drum intro, and then the guitars come in, which make you want to rock out. The song is about a rock star who wonders if his lover really loves him for who he is, or is she just interested in his money. This was another awesome song on the album, and would have been the perfect one to end it with. Now we get to the final track on the album, Rock and Roll Party, which was written by Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Bob Ezrin, and it's an instrumental which was originally a hidden track. It mostly just features sound effects for just over a minute. I really felt it was unnecessary to include this. If they ended with Do You Love Me, it would have ended with a bang. So what did I like about this album? I really enjoyed this album for the most part. The songs were mostly well written, the vocals were awesome, and the instrumentation was really good. I was really rocking out when I listened to this one. The only knock on this album was Rock and Roll Party, which was unnecessary and didn't need to be included. To conclude this, I will say you should definitely give Destroyer a listen, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Well, that's the end of this review. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Until next time, rock on!